Okay, well, while we're just chilling here, there, turn on my camera. Alright, so, hi, Buster. I don't like being on camera anymore. So, I was watching Blizzcon yesterday. I am assuming a lot of you guys were too. Um, they announced quite a few things during the opening ceremony. I did not have a virtual ticket, so I couldn't watch the What's Next WoW panel. But I did read a blog about it afterwards, and I read the post on the WoW website. So just to recap, like the main points of what happened. I'm just gonna mute this real quick. Just to recap the main points of what happened during the opening ceremony. So first off, they started the person up there. I don't remember his name, but one of the developers of some sort started the conversation off by talking about ice cream. Now, I don't know how much you guys knew about what was happening like last year, like before Legion even came out, or like a little bit before Legion came out. I'm one of those people that watches or used to watch a lot of Soda Poppin', and he always talks about how he wanted legacy servers for Vanilla WoW. So like they got a whole petition started, got like I think 300,000 signatures. It got taken to Blizzard, and they had a meeting, and then nothing really happened from that point on. They didn't announce anything at last year's BlizzCon, so then it just nothing happened. As far as we know, they dismissed the idea, and that was the end of it. But this year, during the opening ceremony, the guys started talking about ice cream, and anyone that is one of those people that wanted vanilla not private servers, vanilla legacy servers. As soon as he started mentioning ice cream, you probably had this feeling that they were gonna say something about vanilla WoW, and they did. Blizzard announced the development of a vanilla server for World of Warcraft, another server option. We have no clue when that will be coming out. We have no clue. Like, we don't really have any details about it at all. They didn't announce like when it's coming out or that it is coming out. They just announced that they're beginning development on it, and they said it's going to probably take a little while, especially since they auctioned off some of their stuff for charity. So they're gonna have to buy all of that stuff back because they didn't expect they'd be using it, but it looks like they will. And then after that, they announced the next expansion, starting with a feature overview. The next expansion, Battle for Azeroth. I like the idea. I really do. Because, like, as you can see right here, we got all this black and green. It's really getting old. And, like, when we go to Antorus, it's gonna be more of the same, more black and green. I'm excited for Argus because it's gonna be, like, kind of blue and stuff, but as of right now, it's very black and green and Legion demon-styled stuff, which fits. It fits the expansion, but it's getting old. It really is. So, so I'm glad the next expansion we're going to take a break from fighting all of these big bad enemies out from different worlds trying to destroy ours. They could have very easily just gone with the plot line of, oh, well, we still have Azeroth here, let's go after him, or maybe he'll come out of his little prison, and he'll come after us, he'll mess with our minds, and now that'll give us a bridge into an expansion against the Void. I'm surprised that they didn't take advantage of that, but in a sense, I'm kind of glad that they chose to not make a Void expansion. because then we'd just have another big bad enemy, and the Horde versus Alliance constant rivalry would be kind of put on the back burner, just like it was in Legion. As a Horde player, it really annoyed me, and I was talking about this with one of my guildies before the opening ceremony. It really annoyed me how we saw Sylvanas in the questing in Stormheim, and then that was it. She disappeared. We have not seen her since 7.0, when the expansion came out. Like, we haven't seen her in any cinematic, we haven't seen her anywhere. And in Orgrimmar, Saurfang is still technically the war chief. He's the one in Orgrimmar in the throne room, not Sylvanas. And the last time we saw her was in the questing of Stormheim after she lost to Aegir to Gen Greymane. And that was just it. And at least with Anduin, we had a cinematic on the Broken Shore, which showed him like picking up his father's sword, and like it kind of gave us an idea that he was going to start fighting. He was going to start fighting, and stop being a bitch, and stop only wanting peace and not willing to fight for it at all. So that was nice, but even then, that was all we got for Anduin, and we got nothing for Sylvanas. But finally, next expansion, we're getting a straight up Horde versus Alliance conflict, and it's going to last for the entire expansion, I'm assuming, and then it'll lead into another one somehow. So I'm excited for that. I really am. And they're introducing warfronts, so we're going to be able to create our own bases, and I'm a little scared with this one, just because when I think of bases and stuff, I start thinking of garrisons, and we all know that those ended horribly. I'm trying to stay positive, and I'm trying to think, alright, warfronts are basically what garrisons should have been. And I believe that. I'm just worried that they might end up screwing it up again, somehow. I'm really hoping they don't. I would love to be able to build my own base and with like 19 other people and attack other enemy bases on the front lines with troops that are being created with the buildings that I hope to build after gathering resources. So yeah, I'm excited for warfronts. There are two new continents called Tyros for the Alliance and Zandalar for the Horde. There are allied races, which are basically sub-races in a sense. Sorry, I'm a little congested. The Alliance is getting Void Elves, Dark-Iron Dwarves, and Lightforged Draenei. The Horde is getting High Mountain Tauren, Nightborn, and trying to think of the last one. I'm having a brain fart right now. Zandalari Trolls. We've only seen a preview of the Nightborn, Void Elves, High Mountain Tauren, and Lightforged Draenei, because those are all races that we've seen before in Legion. We have not seen a preview for Dark-Iron Dwarves or Zandalari Trolls yet, but I'm sure we will. Just got an invite. Mythic Mistress progression, boys. Let's see what else. Gotta go quickly. So we're gonna be starting. Actually, I want to fly over to an Innkeeper. I need to change my spec. I forgot we're doing Mistress and Mistress only. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting what I'm having to say. Let's see. So went over allied races, warfronts. The name of the expansion is Battle for Azeroth. I'm pretty sure I said that already. We're losing our artifacts. We are getting the Heart of Azeroth, which will be upgrading our armor. It'll be giving our armor a talent tree, essentially. Um, instead of like our artifact weapon, because we'll be losing those at the end of well, maybe not at the end of Antorus, but at the end of the expansion, or the beginning of the next one. And they released the feature overview, so it told us information about that. We'll be plundering islands, which are like 3-man scenarios. I'm curious as to how those are gonna work out. I don't really have any information on them, or I do, but I don't really understand it quite yet. So, so yeah, I'm honestly, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm excited. I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much, because I don't want to be completely disappointed again. But I'm excited. Horde versus Alliance, getting back to our roots. A separate vanilla server. So with that being said, I'm going to show all of you the cinematic, the intro cinematic for Battle for Azeroth. Let me just bring that up real quick, just in case you have not seen it, which I'm sure if you're watching you probably saw Blizzcon, so you probably have seen it, but just in case you haven't, I'm gonna show it, and either way it's a cool ass cinematic. So let's see, how does my second screen work? It doesn't. That's cool. So I'm gonna turn off WoW. There we go. Turn off my mic. Alright, enjoy it.
Ours is a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken. We have paid the price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Close ranks! Advance has won! Lordaeron will be ours! My king, we have her cornered.
Keep firing!
Stand as one for the Alliance!
And there you have it. That's the, probably should not show my Discord. Good thing I'm in streamer mode. So yeah, that is the intro cinematic for Battle for Azeroth. I'm really impressed with it. I really like what it is. It really got me hyped for it. It's actually very difficult for me to like be logical about it, because the cinematic just looks so good. So that means they did a good job. Very good marketing. So we're happy about that. So at this point, I think it's time to get into my Discord and get to mythic rating. No camera, because I don't like showing my face. I should probably also only show my whale now, because I'm not showing a screen. There we go. Can't see my porn kappa. Alright, back to mythic rating.